home, enjoy it, get used to using it, and hopefully make some progress. So we're just going to do some basic guitar-y bits today, and well, we can make this as complex or as easy as we want. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with some really nice, easy bits. So I guess the first thing to talk about is the guitar itself. You've got one that's going to be very similar to this. This is a little Taylor GS Mini, and it's got 6 strings from the top here, and at the moment it's about there, it's about tuned. Not much else to say really. Obviously you've got the fretboard here. This is the fretboard. It tends to be in books that when you look at the fretboard it's as if you're looking straight onto it. So when it says to put your fingers where you need to put them, you'll find that that's fairly straightforward. You just go from the top string here, which is the E, right through, and you put your fingers where the dots are. At the top end of the guitar here we've got the tuners, and again they rotate. These are metal strings. Your guitar you've got has also got metal strings on it as well, so it'll be nice and easy. If they do break or snap, which they do periodically, then just go to any local music store and buy a set of 10s for an acoustic guitar, and you'll be back up and running in no time. So that's the basic guitar bits. This is your sound hole here where all the sound is produced. And the best thing really to start with when you're learning to play guitar is just to sit with it for a minute, get the balance of it and find out exactly what feels right. And when you feel about right, just give it a little strum and hopefully it will sound okay. So once you've got the kind of holding and it just feels comfortable, you'll know when it does. You'll either be a bit at one end or the other, or you just find it's comfortable. Then you can start to play some chords, and that's really the basis of all guitar playing. You can do all the twiddly bits if you want to, but to be honest, getting some basic chords under your belt's the best thing to do. But before we do any of that, every single time you pick your guitar up, the first thing you want to really do is make sure it's all okay, make sure there's no dings or it's not fallen over or whatever else, and obviously what you need to do first off is tune it. So to tune a guitar is really easy again. It's E, A, D, G, B, E. E on the top, right through to the bottom string. So all I'm going to do now for you is I'm just going to play those strings open, which means you can then use your guitar and you just turn the tuners and just make sure you get the same kind of sound. So this is E. This is A. This is D. This is G. This is B. And then this is E. Now you can go online and you can find a whole range of different guitar tuners online, and they'll just play those notes to you. That's standard tuning for an acoustic guitar or any kind of guitar. What you need to make sure as well is that the E and the top E and the bottom E are about there, about the same. That means that your guitar should be about there and in tune. Okay, so once you've done the tuning, you're all set to go really. And over the years you've probably seen me and my brother play a whole range of do that for our first lesson, but the root of all that really comes from some basic chords, and if you can get these basic chords under your belt then it'll be fine. There are a number of chords which frequently come up in basic guitar playing, so it's really good to get those and get those sorted. Before we do anything as complicated as the bar chords, which you might have heard before, what we'll do is we'll just do some basic simple open chords. Now what we're going to need to do is focus on these frets at this end of the guitar here. All you need to do with this hand really is just play the strings open for most of the time. And again, it's just from the top to the bottom, and if you get yourself a little plectrum like this, it makes the job really easy. You can see I'm not doing it with much force, I'm letting the guitar do the work. You can, if you want to, just do it with your thumb, and it'll give you a slightly different sound. I like the sound from a plectrum because it's a little bit clearer. So, once you've got the basic idea, you can download a whole series of different chords. Now the basic chords for any kind of song you want to play tend to revolve around certain ones. So here we go. This is the easiest and one of the first ones that I ever learned. It's a chord called A. And all you need to do is you look at the second fret, so this is this fret here. And what you need to do is you need to put your fingers on the strings in there. Now you'll be able to find this on a guitar book or you'll be able to find it on the internet. It's called the chord A. A is a really nice root chord because a lot of songs involve A. So once you've got A, and it's really nice and clean, then probably the next chord that's a good one to learn is probably E. E is all around the same kind of fret again. This time we're going to use the second string down and the second and the third string, and we're just going to put our little finger in just on the back there as well. Again, you'll be able to find this on the chord diagrams that we've got for you. And this is the chord E. All you need to do again is from the top to the bottom, and you've got a nice E chord. E chord's really useful for playing any kind of blues. So if you kind of... And that's all on the E chord. All I'm doing is just moving some fingers around, I'm giving it a little bit of depth. So you get the idea. So that's E. E's a really nice chord. There you go, you're already off and running. If you add that in with the A, of a song. We just need one more chord to add in. What we're going to do is we're going to do a B chord. Now I tend to play the B up here. But you can also play it a bit further down here. And actually quite a nice way of playing a B is by just using some of the strings, not all of the strings. So you've got your E, then we're going to add the A, and then back to the E. You've got most of a song, because you can either start to play some blues with that, or there's a whole range of other songs which you can start to play and move around. So those are really three easy chords to get going. I guess the other chord I'd recommend learning to play at the early point of your guitaring career is a really nice D chord. And the D chord here is all happening on the bottom three strings, and it's like a little triangle. It's a really nice chord because lots of rock and roll kind of songs have played with a D, and it also marries up nicely with E's and A's. If you're into an excess, then you know exactly what that is. So there we go. That's basic chords, which hopefully will get you going. We're going to provide you with a little book, so you can try and learn some of those and put them together. But to be honest, once you've got the tuning, once you've got the weight of it, and once you're underway, you should be fine. I guess the easy thing to say is just really enjoy it. It's a wonderful thing to be able to do. It's given me years and years and years of pleasure. I'm not half as good as I should be, but for the purposes of this, I hope it's got you started. Happy Christmas, hope you enjoy your gift, and get rocking. Rock on, dude!